This is Koznik Castle, and it's overflowing with history, but you probably have never heard of it. Because outside of a few local Serbians, this medieval Highland castle fortress is virtually unknown and unexplored. And ever since my wife, who's from the next town over, told me about the castle, I've wanted to attempt to explore the inside of it and see what amazing things I can find. But I'm beginning to realize at least two reasons why this castle is rarely visited. It's really difficult to get to, for one, and
really dangerous, poisonous snakes. It was built by the Serbians in the 14th century, 1300s. Taken over by the Ottomans, the Ottoman Empire, early part of the 1400s. And then the Serbians retook the fortress, and for the next 200 years or so, the Ottomans and the Serbians, it would exchange hands between them, and there'd be battles and such to regain the fortress. And then in the late 1600s, finally the Serbians took it over and retained it for the last time from the Ottomans. If you can see how steep this is. Oh, check this out. Check this out. All right, we found our first artifact of the day. This is a piece of pottery. Glazed pottery. If you could see that. So what I was saying before is, as you could see, I'm on this access road, and well, it's not really a road. It's kind of like a path here, very steep path. And I was told by my wife's brother that they would have the enslaved people that they captured, enemies, what they would do for punishment is they would have them carry big boulders from the bottom up to the top, and then back down again, and back and forth, back and forth. And I can tell you, that's a good punishment. You don't want to do that. You want a leg workout? Climb up and down that a few times. Koznik Castle overlooks the Razina River Valley. The Razina is this beautiful stream which turns into a river. Look at this. More pottery.
since I had been here before, I thought I was getting close to the top. But what I was about to see and feel as a lover of history is an experience that's difficult to put into words.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh. Just think, all these rocks here behind me, this whole castle fortress, all these rocks, these stones were brought up from down below, from the Razina Reka Valley. Can you imagine how much time that took and how much effort that took? But like I said earlier, a lot of it was probably enslaved labor from captured enemy people, and you know, slave labor was cheap back then. You know, you either carried the stones up or we killed you. Simple as that. So they pretty much had no choice. But can you imagine all the battles that took place here to try to take over this one strategic viewpoint because it had just such an amazing location to view the terrain and to see any approaching enemies. But I could just imagine hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, 14th century, the 1300s, battles going on here, and just amazing history, really just truly incredible. This behind me here looks like it was some kind of a hearth. Maybe this was one of the areas where they did their cooking or for warmth. It's on the interior of the castle walls, so I think that this might have been a chimney of some sort, and this is the remaining hearth of that. Down here, looks like it goes down into the interior portion of maybe underneath the castle walls, maybe. I'm by myself, so I really don't want to get down there and go exploring. Although I did bring my flashlight with me, and I really kind of do want to get down there and look around. Who knows what's in there? There could even be some antechambers down there that no one's really explored or found, really. I mean, you have no idea what's down there. Where you see these holes right here, these I think were beams that went in there, had some kind of maybe structural support beams or had some kind of use. And I think that this right here is some kind of doorway down here, because the way that these rocks are cut out. Get you a better view from over here. This is awesome. There are some really dangerous poisonous snakes around here, deadly. So I don't really want to go exploring too much. I mean, I do, but I probably shouldn't. I didn't bring my first aid or safety kit with me, which is pretty dumb. Behind me, above this modern day viewing platform that was built, you could see these really narrow windows. They're really a lot more narrow widthwise than they are lengthwise, top to bottom. And you'll see that a lot in medieval castles. And the reason why they had windows like that were that thin is so archers could go behind that window and shoot arrows down at the opposing enemy. But it's very difficult for the enemy to shoot back up into that little narrow hole. There are little crevices in the rocks here throughout this whole castle, and there literally could be all kinds of artifacts hidden in this. I think I just found money. I think I found 10 dinar. I'm not even kidding. It is. It's 10 dinar. Talk about calling your shots, huh? Talk about hidden treasure and hidden money. 10 dinar. Which is the equivalent of 10 American cents, just about. But what I was saying is, there could be medieval artifacts hidden all over this place. Who knows? You know, I mean, there certainly has a lot of areas that it could be. Perfect place for poisonous snakes to be hanging out. I mean, perfect. There's a lot of big lizards that are running around here, and all of a sudden they'll take off in the brush, and it'll kind of freak you out because you know it's a big old snake, poisonous snake coming to get you. Yeah, let's just hope I don't get bit by a poisonous snake. I mean, textbook poisonous snake territory.
There is amazing history here around every corner.
Okay, this is what I was looking for. I thought it was over here. I found this last year. So up here, there's no water up here. The people up here, the armies up here, sometimes would be stuck up here, who knows, for months by the other enemy that surrounded the castle. So the people up here had to have water. Not really sure what they did for food. They must have had a lot of food source that they stored here someplace. But these are the cisterns for water. And what they would do, the rain, natural rainwater would of course catch it, but they probably took buckets all the way down to the Razina down below and brought up water to fill these cisterns with, which is a long ways. And these cisterns are probably really big and really deep. I kind of looked in them last year. You don't want to get too close to them. Really, really dangerous. God knows how deep they are. You could fall in. There's probably all kinds of amazing artifacts on the bottom of them. There's 4 large cisterns from what we could see. And some of them are covered with big flat stone lids like this one, and other ones are just open. But some of these wells might not be for water. Like I said, they may have stored food in them as well. You see this carved, cut out piece of marble, and there's an edging that's carved around it, and there's a big carved sandstone block behind it. They're really thick. And they're at a place with the remaining country rock that was used to build this. So obviously had some kind of significance, but I'm not really sure what. While I was there, I found a lot of other pottery on the ground, all different kinds of glazed pottery, different colors, shapes, sizes, some really weird ones. But you'd expect there to be a lot more artifacts on the ground. Based on all the history that's been there. I think a lot of the locals over the past couple hundred years probably picked over this archaeological site and just probably took a lot of artifacts for souvenirs that were laying on the surface.
Earlier in the video, we explored this archaeological site to learn about it. But most of the archaeological information we get is from physically digging a site. So watch this video next so you can see the other types of things we can learn from only on an archaeological dig.